Hey friends, it's Quinn, stepping into the shadows of power with you. The year is 1513. Florence limps from war, its rulers toppled, its people restless. In exile, Niccolo Machiavelli takes up his pen, not to sing of virtue but to wrestle with survival. And from that candlelit desk comes a chilling question. Is it better to be feared than loved? Let's wander. Question on. Florence is cracked open. The proud republic has bled through wars with France and Spain, and inside its walls, alliances shift like sand. The Medici family claws back power, old rivals vanish overnight, and loyalty is traded like coin. Machiavelli, once a diplomat trusted with delicate missions, is dragged out, tortured and exiled. He has lost everything, but in that ruin, he begins to write The Prince. It isn't philosophy dressed in ideals, it's fire, raw and ruthless. A manual for rulers who know that power is a fragile thing, and that love may not be enough to hold it. Machiavelli does not whisper comfort. He writes with scars still burning. If a ruler cannot be both feared and loved, it is safer to be feared. Why? Because fear can be controlled. A prince commands fear with laws, soldiers, punishments, predictable tools. Love, on the other hand, belongs to the people. It shifts, it fades. It can be betrayed at the first sign of weakness. In the book, he points to Cesare Borgia, a ruthless duke who carved his way through Italy with cunning and steel. To Machiavelli, Borgia was the perfect illustration. Bold, terrifying, effective. Not because he was adored, but because he was feared enough to hold chaos at bay. But this claim is no gentle reflection. It's a wound, torn open. Machiavelli is forcing us to ask, in a world where trust crumbles and betrayal waits at the door, is love a shield, or just a story we tell ourselves? Machiavelli wasn't the first to wrestle with this riddle. The Roman Empire had already staged it 100 times. Think of Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, loved for his wisdom, remembered for his patience. His people grieved when he died, and yet his gentleness left the empire vulnerable. Within years, chaos surged. Now place beside him Caligula, Rome's young emperor whose name became a curse. He ruled by terror, demanding worship, crushing dissent and delighting in cruelty. For a time no one dared oppose him. Fear was his armor. But that armor cracked. He was cut down by his own guards after just 4 years. 2 rulers, one loved, one feared. Both undone but in different ways. The Romans teach us what Machiavelli sharpened. Neither fear nor love alone can guarantee survival. Each carries its own seeds of collapse. 5 centuries after Machiavelli, the question still burns. Look around. In politics, some leaders rule with a smile, promising unity. Others grip power through fear, strict laws, surveillance, punishment. Which lasts longer? The crowd that cheers today may turn tomorrow. The hand that trembles in fear may one day clench into a fist. In business, the same duel plays out. A ruthless CEO drives results, but leaves resentment simmering under the surface. Another wins love with perks and empathy, but risks being ignored when tough calls must be made. Which company survives, the one feared or the one adored? Even in our private lives, the tension lingers. Parents ask, discipline or affection, what truly shapes a child? Lovers wonder, is devotion stronger when born of comfort, or when sharpened by the fear of loss? Everywhere we look, Machiavelli's question whispers again. To lead, to endure, to matter, must we be feared or loved? Here's the danger Machiavelli leaves us with. Fear can hold order, yes, but it breeds quiet hatred. People obey, but inside, resentment grows like a fire in the walls. And when a crack appears, that fire bursts out. We saw it not long ago in business. A powerful healthcare executive, admired by some, feared by others, was gunned down in public. His leadership had been bold, but harsh. To those under him, his authority felt less like love, more like control. Fear had secured his position, until it collapsed into violence. Love, on the other hand, seems safer. It inspires loyalty. But loyalty born of affection is fragile. It bends when times get hard. It breaks when rewards dry up. The same crowd that cheers can turn away in silence, leaving a leader stranded. So the trap is this. Fear and love both work, until they don't. Fear hardens obedience but poisons the heart. Love warms devotion but melts under pressure. Neither is permanent. Both carry the seeds of betrayal. Which leaves Machiavelli's haunting riddle. Can anyone, ruler, CEO, even you or me, truly hold both without breaking? So where does this leave us? Machiavelli, in exile, handed the world a brutal mirror. Power is fragile and trust is dangerous. To him, fear was safer. History shows us both sides, empires held together by terror and kingdoms cherished for love that didn't last. But maybe the lesson isn't to choose one or the other. Maybe it's to see the fire and the shadow in both. Fear can command bodies but never hearts. Love can inspire hearts, but cannot always command bodies. To endure, perhaps leaders and all of us must learn how to weave them together. And that brings me to you. In your own life, in your family, your work, your friendships, do you lead more by fear or by love? And which one do you trust more when the ground starts to shake? I'm Quinn, and this is Think Again. If this stirred something in you, share it with a friend who loves a deep wonder. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep rethinking the wisdom of the past and the puzzles of the present together. Until next time, question on.